to hold on to hope and believe in the renewed hope agenda of President Tinubu's administration.
It is imperative for Nigerians to recognize the value of small economic gains, as sustained growth can lead to meaningful improvements on the living condition of the populace. An economist, Professor Praise Akinwande, made this statement while discussing the topic Nigeria at 65, Review of the Economy on the BCOS Current Affairs Breakfast Program, AM 120. BCOS reporter Fedora Afolagboye monitored the program and has the details.
As Nigeria approaches its 65th anniversary of independence, it is timely to assess the country's economic progress, challenges and opportunities, providing insight into factors shaping its growth trajectory and informing strategies for a more prosperous future. Reviewing Nigeria's economy as the country marks its 65th independence anniversary on BCOS AM 120, an economist, Professor Praise Akinwande, noted that Nigeria has historically faced numerous challenges with adverse effects on the economy and other areas. He emphasized the need for the government to prioritize sectors like education and real estate, as a robust real estate industry can drive economic growth and development.
Historically, if you look at Nigeria as a country, 65 years of independence, okay, there are so many factors that have contributed to where we are now. So if we want to now begin to dig deep into the economic phenomenon that has affected this country, hitherto, a student of history, we know that this country has gone through a lot, that will definitely have adverse effects, not only on the economical sector of the society, but almost every other sectors that make up a sovereign nation.
Professor Praise Akinwande explained that the fuel subsidy removal, though late, has been one of the most impactful developments for Nigeria, as it has forced a shift in perspective and economic thinking. However, he noted that the government failed to implement sufficient cushioning measures to mitigate the impact of the fuel subsidy removal, which is why many Nigerians are yet to feel the benefit.
It's our joint responsibility. First and foremost, I want to appeal to young Nigerians. Let us work. There are sectors in Nigeria you can align yourself and be a contributor. Yes, there are various sectors. Be a contributor.
Professor Praise Akinwande acknowledged the government's efforts, but emphasized the corruption remains a major obstacle. He called on Nigerians to join hands in nation building, adopt a more positive outlook, and work collaboratively to drive progress. Fedora Afolagboye, BCOS News.
Meanwhile, the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, FCT Command, has deployed 4,500 personnel to ensure a hitch-free 65th Independence Day celebration in Abuja and environs. A statement today by the FCT Command spokesman, Monica Ojobi, said the FCT Commandant Oluyole ordered the deployment to ensure adequate surveillance of the FCT. Odumosu said that the deployment was in a bid to ensure security of lives and property, as well as all critical national assets and infrastructure before, during, and after the celebration. According to the Commandant, the officers and men were drawn from the different specialized departments and units of the Corps, such as the Female Strike Force, Arms Squad, among others, while tasking officers on adherence to the rules of engagement, stressing that harassment, intimidation, or accidental discharge will not be condoned. Odumosu urged residents to be vigilant and report any suspicious movements, individual or group, to the nearest security agency.
In the meantime, federal government has declared Wednesday, the 1st of October 2025, as public holiday to commemorate Nigeria's 65th independence anniversary. Minister of Interior Dr. Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo who made a declaration today on behalf of the federal government, congratulated all Nigerians, both at home and in the diaspora, on the historic occasion. Dr. Tunji, in a statement signed by Permanent Secretary in the Ministry, Dr. Magdalene Ajani, enjoined citizens to continue to uphold the patriotic spirit, unity and resilience that have sustained the nation since independence in 1960. He urged Nigerians to further keep faith in the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu, which is anchored on national rebirth, economic transformation and collective prosperity. The minister expressed confidence that, with the cooperation of all Nigerians, the country will continue to grow stronger in peace, progress, and development.
The federal government has launched a new communication strategy 2025 to 2027 for the education sector, aimed at strengthening transparency, accountability, and public trusts in ongoing reforms. Speaking at the official launch in Abuja today, Minister of Education Dr. Maru Valausa described communication as a central pillar of reform and national development, stressing that education shapes the destiny of children and ensures the prosperity of the nation. Dr. Valausa commended President Bola Tinubu for prioritizing education, noting that the administration has approved the highest budgetary allocation to the sector in Nigeria's history. He added that the budget has led to upgrades on infrastructure, teacher training, and the launch of the Nigeria Education Sector Renewal Initiative. Unveiling the new strategy, the minister explained that the framework unites all departments and agencies, sets agenda for stakeholder engagement, and serves as a social contract with Nigerians.
The Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, has issued a 14-day ultimatum to the federal government to address lingering issues affecting the nation's universities or face an imminent strike action. The union, in a statement issued at the end of its National Executive Council meeting held at the University of Abuja, decried what it described as the government's consistent neglect of public universities and the welfare of academic staff. ASU President Professor Christopher Piwuna, who signed the statement, recalled that the union had in August staged rallies across federal and state universities to draw attention to the plight of the system. He, however, lamented that the efforts yielded no meaningful response from the government. According to him, if the federal government fails to act within the ultimatum, ASU will first embark on a 2-week warning strike, after which it will proceed on a total and indefinite shutdown of universities nationwide.
The acting executive secretary of the National Communication for Mass Literacy, Adult and Non-Formal Education, Dr. John Onimisi, has reaffirmed the Commission's commitment to advancing the Sustainable Development Goals in line with the federal government's renewed hope agenda. He made this known at the Southwest Zonal presentation of vocational skills, acquisition materials and equipment. BCOS reporter Faith Adekunle attended the event.
In line with the Sustainable Development Goals and the federal government's renewed hope agenda, the National Commission for Mass Literacy, Adult and Non-Formal Education, NMEC, held its flagship program combining literacy with practical empowerment. The event featured a keenly contested skills competition where learners showcased the knowledge they had acquired. In his remarks, the acting executive secretary of NMEC, Dr. John Onimisi, stated that the program reflects the Commission's resolve to make learners self-reliant, create opportunities for them to train others, and ultimately contribute to national development.
What we are doing is a prototype. We expect them to replicate it and reach out to many learners as much as possible. My advice to the learner is that these items we are giving unto them to also train others. It's free, so they should also empower others to be financially literate and financially independent. That is the most important thing, and it's also aligned with our renewed hope of the present administration. So we expect much from them. and we hope they will use it efficiently and judiciously.
In her remarks, the head of Department, Vocational Skills and Continuing Education, Mrs. Nina Ejeji, urged participants to put into practice everything they have been taught.
This time, instead of giving the vocational skill materials to the vocational centers by the state, we felt it was necessary to give to the learners directly as starter packs. But because most time people don't appreciate what they get free of charge, we had to put it as a form of competition where they compete so that they will earn it. Do you understand? And when they earn it, when you work for something you earn it, you take better care of it.
Delivering their goodwill messages, the Deputy Controller of the Nigeria Correctional Service, Oyo State Command, Mrs. Oluwatosin Otubu, the representative of the Ilesha Correctional Center, Mr. Adebowale Ladeshuyi, and some of the participants expressed appreciation to the federal government and NMEC.
Assist the government, though their government as well. They've been giving us before. This is giving us some sewing machine, sometimes improved. So they've done well.
We really appreciate your effort, we appreciate everything you've done, and we believe all these materials will be used judiciously for the benefits of our inmates.
Thank them very much. I appreciate them. I pray that may their pockets never run dry. May the Lord strengthen them to continue this work.
I just thank the federal government and the staff for the opportunity to participate in this competition.
I was given a freezer and a blender. I would like to appreciate them for making us self-employed. It's a great relief for us. We are grateful.
The highlight of the event was the skills competition among participants, which not only showcased their practical knowledge, but also rewarded winners with vocational equipment to support their journey towards self-reliance and a cultural display. Faith Adekunle, BCS News.
This broadcast of Newscope comes to you from the Broadcasting Corporation of Oyo State, Ibadan. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has noted that over 6.2 million Nigerians have completed their online pre-registration for the continuous voter registration. This was stated in the data released by the Commission on its official social media handle. The figures published reveal that over 6 million people were recorded as pre-registrants between September 22 and 28, 2025. The data show that over 4 million Nigerians between the ages of 18 and 34 were youths, over 1 million were students, and over 100,000 were people with disabilities. INEC stated that between September 22 and 26, 2025, over 1 million Nigerians completed either the physical or online registration, including over 500 people who completed their registration online and over 400 people who completed theirs physically.
The Oyo State Governor, Engineer Seyi Makinde, has charged the newly elected executives of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) to ensure the party's victory across all levels of elections in 2027. The governor gave the charge during the PDP's State Congress held today at the Lekon Salami Stadium, Adamasingba, Ibadan, where Dayo Ogungbero was returned as the state chairman of the party. Addressing delegates at the Congress, Governor Makinde, who reaffirmed the party's determination to retain power in Oyo State between beyond 2027, described the Congress as a vital step in strengthening the PDP's hold and consolidating its dominance in the state. In his opening address, the chairman of the PDP Electoral Panel Committee, Senator Austin Okubundu, urged delegates to be diligent in exercising their franchise, reminding them of their responsibility as party members. Senator Okubundu commended Governor Seyi Makinde for the remarkable transformation of Oyo State under his leadership, declaring that the PDP was well positioned to return all its candidates to elective offices. At the end of the keenly contested election, Honorable Dayo Ogungbero emerged as the newly elected PDP state chairman, with Alhaji Wasiu Adeleke and Joel Oyelami emerging as deputy chairman and state secretary respectively. Mrs. Tony Oluyole was elected women leader, while Kazim Bello emerged as the youth leader. Other executive members were also returned unopposed. In his acceptance speech, the newly elected chairman, Honorable Dayo Ogungbero, said the party members in the state shall remain focused, adding that the new executive members would consolidate the good performance of Governor Seyi Makinde.
The Oyo State Civil Service Commission has flagged off the 2025 conversion and transfer of service examinations following the approval of Governor Seyi Makinde. The exercise, involving about 800 officers across 92 cadres, is designed to ensure that civil and public servants are placed in roles where their expertise can best serve the state. BCOS's Faith Adekunle was at the Local Government Service Commission Training Center, Secretariat venue of the examination, and now reports.
The Oyo State Government commenced the 2025 conversion and transfer of service examinations for civil and public servants, which was approved by Governor Seyi Makinde, and the initiative is geared towards strengthening the state's workforce by placing officers in positions that align with their skills, qualifications, and professional competence. Cadres featured in this year's exercise include administrative officers, accountants, registrars of cooperative societies, agricultural officers, general duty executive officers, inspectors of taxes, nursing officers, education officers, assistant education officers, health education officers, scientific officers, and social welfare officers in the medical line. In his remarks, the chairman of the Oyo State Civil Service Commission, Alhaji Kamoruddin Aderibigbe, noted that the exercise is designed to reposition the service by ensuring officers are deployed where their qualifications and competence can be maximized.
Those who are in the specialized cadre, like accountant cadre, admin officer cadre, and the registrar of cooperatives societies, we have to conduct the exam for them to be able to get the best amongst them. We also have the nursing officer cadre who wants to move from nursing superintendent to nursing officer cadre, and definitely this will enhance their status in the service. They'll be able to move beyond level 14 and even become permanent secretaries in future. They can move to up to level 17. Without this conversion, they cannot move beyond level 14.
The permanent secretary of the commission, Prince Goke Adenrele, emphasized that participants were shortlisted based on academic qualifications, years of service, and merit, stressing that only those who met the set standards were selected.
In doing this, we made internal advertisements for serving officers. So after that, we are doing examination to screen people out, because the governor has always been emphasizing competency and merit. So actually, our people that are merited of the appointment, we decided to organize this ongoing conversion examination. It's after the interview that successful applicants or several officers will be converted to appropriate cadres.
Some of the participants expressed appreciation to the government for the opportunity, describing it as a platform for career advancement and professional growth.
It has my performance in the area of my specialization as an admin officer.
I am willing to demonstrate my ability in charge of administrations, and as well to expose myself to more challenges, responsibilities.
With about 800 officers taking part, the 2025 conversion and transfer of service examinations marks another significant step in strengthening the Oyo State Civil Service. Faith Adekunle, BCS News.
The new Olubadan of Ibadan land, Obarasidi Adewolu Ladoja, Arusa the First, has stated his resolve at facilitating socio-economic growth of Ibadan land, as he assured both local and foreign investors of an enabling environment. Oba Ladoja spoke at the reception program marking his coronation as the 44th Olubadan of Ibadan land. Chairman and chairperson of the event, former Governor of Osun State, Prince Oluyole and Ambassador Tokunbo Dosunmu, respectively, pointed out that Oba Ladoja has consistently showed that leadership is about service. They tasked all stakeholders on joining hands with the monarch to build the Ibadan that will continue to be the pride of all. The chairman of BCS, Chief Dr. Oluyole, was among several dignitaries who graced the occasion, which has as its high point the cutting of Oba Ladoja's birthday cake.
On the foreign scene, Russian President Vladimir Putin has signed a law to pull Russia out of a European anti-torture convention. Russia was expelled from the Council of Europe, an international human rights monitor, in March 2022, though it had technically remained a party to its European Convention for the Prevention of Torture. The landmark agreement aims to strengthen the rights of persons deprived of their liberty and empowers monitors to visit prisons and detention centers. However, Putin signed a law today denouncing the convention. Recall that Russia's foreign ministry had last month said that pulling out of the convention would not harm Russian citizens, adding that Russia remains committed to its international human rights obligations. The decision to quit the body comes after international watchdogs have repeatedly denounced alleged human rights violations by Russian authorities during Moscow's offensive in Ukraine.
To end this edition of Newscope, the main points again. The federal government has called for the collective participation of all Nigerians in nation building.
The Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, has issued a 14-day ultimatum to the federal government to address lingering issues affecting the nation's universities or face an imminent strike action.
The Oyo State Governor, Engineer Seyi Makinde, has reaffirmed the People's Democratic Party's determination to retain power in Oyo State beyond 2027.
And on the foreign scene, Russian President Vladimir Putin has signed a law to pull Russia out of the European anti-torture convention. That's all from the Newscope desk for now. It was packaged by Ajedoyin Olojede and delivered by
Oluyole and